The CitizenCon schedule. The presentations, all that we are going to be seeing on the 10th of October. And if you notice right down at the bottom, the road to release. The road to release, my dudes. Clearly, we're almost here. So here we are looking at the CitizenCon video from 2017. Now, of course, when 2017 came around, we had just come out of a year of almost player hibernation. The game hadn't really moved forward in months. I don't think the last patch we had gotten was in January of 2017, and of course this was October of 2017, and we were just starving for content. And I mean, as a content creator, I was doubly starving for content and to have something to talk about, something interesting, right? And of course, we got this video. This is, of course, the ArcCorp video. When we saw the planet that was basically like Coruscant from the Star Wars universe, it was big, it was beautiful, it was just like, whoa, and it blew our minds. And of course, at this year's CitizenCon, I would expect something very similar, if not more impressive. You know, oh, this is that, and this is what this is going to be, and this is going to be that. And certainly, you know, just kind of walking through these doors, of course, these big eye-opening moments. CIG loves these type of things. And we go, holy crap, there it is. That's Area 18, but totally redone and made better. And oh my God, it's a landing area. And then we're flying around, and then we see the whole city. And it's amazing. And it's very easy to get swept away into this stuff and go like, oh my God. Because the reason why we all kind of keep getting pulled back in, so to speak, the reason why we always kind of go like, yeah, that would be so amazing, and okay, I'm gonna hang in there, it's because of the potential for this game to be something beyond what we're currently playing, well beyond what we're currently playing. But as impressive and as beautiful as these videos are, and they are that, all that this really tells us is that CIG has the artists to do the job. The artists are perfectly fine. They're very talented. They can make some absolutely beautiful cities, objects, ships. They can make fantastic things. They are definitely the right people for the job, and they know what they're doing. But the real question, the question that needs to be answered is, in the end, is it possible, beyond just a closed loop demo, is it possible for all of this to work? Things like object container streaming, server meshing, things like that, those, you know, they may not be sexy topics, and they may not come with a grand video like this, but this is the substance. This is the meat and potatoes. This is what we need to get to. Because without these things, all of this is just window dressing. And it's just what it is. It's just a closed loop demo. Now, some of the challenges that Star Citizen have faced have been self-induced. I mean, arguably someone could say that, you know, when we were just going to go to landing areas on planets, like the original Area 18 demo that we saw in 2014, when we were just going to land at areas like that, the game seemed a little bit closer, a little bit more attainable. But then all of a sudden we were talking about entire worlds. And as we added new features and these grander visions into the game, it set the game back. It pushed the game backwards, because there's only so far you can go with all these other parts of the game until you have this foundation, until you have this built. And so from a certain perspective, you could argue that for maybe the first 4 years or 3 years, we were probably mostly just spinning our tires, trying to figure out what the game was going to be and how the game was going to work before the game really started to get built out into what it is now. So some of it is indeed self-induced, I think, and in the changing scope of the game really kind of set things back. Though, you know, when you look at something like this, you think, yeah, but look at this, oh my god, this is going to be so great once it gets built. But then, you know, when becomes a very, very pressing question for a lot of people, and rightly so. But some of it isn't CIG's fault, right? Like, you just can't go to the App Store and download object container streaming. There may be similar ideas that similar games use to kind of, you know, load assets and unload assets in order to make memory workable, or make it to the point where CIG isn't saying, okay, well, we've got Stanton finished, now all you're going to need is about 6 terabytes of RAM on your PC, and Stanton works just fine, and it takes half an hour to load. But that's not real, right? But it may come to a point where CIG might say, there's some of the stuff that we can't do, that the technology isn't there, or that, you know, obviously so much of this is beyond anything that we've seen in a game before, right? But the technical questions are the real questions. Is it possible? And it may turn out that we might have to make a compromise at some point in the future. Somewhere, somehow, we are probably going to see some form of a compromise in order to make this all work. Something might have to go. Now, it might mean that CIG comes to us and says, hey, right now, we're going to get the Stanton system fleshed out. Obviously, there's not going to be a single NPC behind every single window in this city. There's not going to be a single mission giver, you know, in every single building. It's just not feasible. It's not possible to have something that complex. But it's possible to populate it with enough content and enough replayability to at least make the Stanton system our home for a while, and to make it livable for a while. And CIG might come to us with that and say, hey, for now, Stanton system, we are going to do the rest, but we're going to try to get this all built out, make it work, make it solid, and maybe even kick it over to the point where it counts and where you're actually doing something that matters and not just testing out a demo, and then we're going to build out from there. It might come to that. Like, that is a possibility. It's, you know, it's a one thing to look forward to CitizenCon and say, what's the next video? What's the next trailer? What's the next ship? But at some point, CIG might come to us and say, hey, you know what? We still plan to do some of these things, but some of it is going to take longer than we thought. So what we might do is we might just take the Stanton system for now, build it out, flesh it out, test out some ideas here, maybe even take it to the point where we might consider it live, and then go on from there and add on the other systems. It could wind up going that way very easily. Now, of course, people will tell you, oh, well, you know, what they're doing right now, and they're figuring out how to build all these systems out and all this, that just means the next star system is going to come faster and faster and faster, and they'll be able to build out the rest of the game, and it'll just be that easy. I'm skeptical of that. I am skeptical of that idea. I think that what we're probably going to see over the next years, because we have so many game systems now kind of merging onto this highway, so to speak, and there's obviously going to be traffic jams and there's going to be accidents as all these pieces come together. I think that as far as the Stanton's, as far as beyond the Stanton system is concerned, I wouldn't worry about it too much, because as much as I am excited for the future, and I am, the Stanton system, we're probably going to be here for quite some time. Now, obviously, within the confines of a single solar system, there's plenty of content that you could use to flesh this thing out and to make it playable and enjoyable. But I'm not suggesting that they should limit it to Stanton, nor do I think that they will. But going into CitizenCon, guard your expectations and be prepared for the possibility of a temporary compromise, because chances are, yeah, we're going to be here a while. Anyways, that's the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.